But where does that leave us? That leaves us disconnected. It leaves us at the mercy of robots, which are artificial. We can start to imagine, what does that mean if robots, take over our world? Well, anyone that's got any robot in their home that's now automating music and lights, you might be enjoying the level of control from the sofa. But what I've experienced is that sometimes that automated robot can start turning lights off in the house or start putting music on in the middle of the night. Now, we are going into another level, another massive paradigm shift of consciousness that is very electrical and very telecommunications. And so what you're going to begin to notice is problems with technology. So the very world we're going into that's being sold to us as more intelligent is actually going to become more frustrating, more electrical, because as we rise in frequency of intellect, so too does the opposite to stop us. You see, this world is one of polarity until you reach a certain level of understanding, and then it becomes holographic. And polarity means that we take one step forward and something comes in to then challenge that. So if we look at the opposite to what we think might be intelligence, let's look at something, the word ignorance. It's not a judgment or an accusation, but ignorance means to ignore. And we have to wonder why now millions of humans are in the not knowing position and actually seem to be quite happy to stay there. So in law, we say that ignorance is no defence, but actually I'm going to push that and say, I think in psychoanalysis it is, because I think it's that people are using the defence of not knowing, or rather their egos are using the defence to keep them in the not knowing position, because some people quite honestly are not going to be able to cope. Their minds have lost that level of plasticity in neural connectivity, but also in their cognitive ability to think. People become more hardwired with age, and unless we continue to change and continue to expand, then we confine ourselves and can literally break in the process. And so why I'm highlighting this process is in a way it is part of, you go through fragmentation in a way and into chaos. But, I've designed lots of things to help people in this area at the college to show people, yes, but then in that state, then you need to think like this and do this type of thing. The problem is, although I've been saying this for a long while now, and a lot of people are now focused on the very, very dumbed down benchmark of collective intelligence, whether they like it or not, human consciousness is about to rise in a huge paradigm shift. Now, some of you will already know this. Now, and this is not actually my conception. This was written it's in the Mayan calendar of many hundreds of years ago, and probably thousands of years before then. If we analyse the cave paintings and symbolism, we'll see it there, that there's this sudden shift in advancement of comprehension. And I'm looking at people who don't want to know, and there's ignorance can be blissful, can't it? But it's not going to stay like that, because we have the 100 monkey syndrome, and whether we like it or not, the homework is due in. The disparity between who we are now and who we really are authentically, for anybody that's not been doing their work, that gap has massively widened, and so we need to bring those parts of ourselves back together again anyway.